Why would God wait for so many years, over 400 years, since Abraham, the first Jew, comes onto the scene to give the Torah to the Jewish people? Why not just give it to Abraham? He was the first Jew. He brought monotheism to the world. So there are two prongs to this response, to this understanding. And we're told in the Gemara, in the Talmud, that the world is divided into three eras, each one lasting 2,000 years. So the first 2,000 years of the world is considered the 2,000 years of chaos. The second 2,000 years is the 2,000 years of Torah. But then one may ask, that those 2,000 years start in year 2000. The Torah wasn't given until much later. And the understanding is that Abraham began preaching, if I can use that word, monotheism, when he was 52 years old, and he was born in 1948. So exactly at the 2000th year, Abraham began preparing the world for the giving of the Torah. And essentially, the giving of the Torah was the possibility of bringing together heaven and earth, the spiritual and the material. Until the giving of the Torah, those two realms were separate and apart and were not able to blend or mix. Abraham started the process, bringing the spiritual and the material together. Abraham started the process of sensitizing and preparing the world for the giving of the Torah. And it took some time. Until Abraham came along, there was no connection or relationship of God with humanity and the physical world. Abraham started that by bringing the concept of monotheism to civilization, and continued with Yitzchak and Isaac and Jacob's children, and going down into Egypt. And slowly but surely the world became ready for the culmination of a process that Abraham began, was the end of the preparation, but the beginning, of course, of a whole new era of the possibility of a Jewish person, or anyone for that matter, to take the material and the physical and imbue it and infuse it with holiness, meaning, purpose, and spirituality. Now, there's another aspect to this. One of the very central differences between the origin of Judaism and the Jewish faith and the origin of other religions is that other religions began with God revealing himself, so to speak, to one person. And that one person convinces a few others, and those few others convince another couple of people, and before you know it, you have a religion with thousands of people following it. But basically, they didn't experience that revelation. They just believed that someone else did. Judaism claims that God appeared to thousands and thousands of people, not just to Moses. Everyone heard God say, "I am the Lord your God" at Mount Sinai. And that is irrefutable. If communal revelation is much more impactful and believable than individual revelation, so why don't other religions claim that there was a communal kind of revelation? And the answer is very simple. Because you can't claim it if it didn't happen, because there'll be others that will deny it. That's another reason why God did not want to give the Torah to just one person, but waited until there would be a community of people to receive the Torah and bring it to the rest of the world.
If you like that video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell below for hours of the best Jewish content online.